From WEEK, your home team. This is 25 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Lopez. My co-anchor Caitlin Canute has tonight off. Marquette Heights police make a public apology on Facebook for what some consider offensive photos. It involves a city-marked police squad car. After getting decals on that car, they ended up seeing something they thought was funny at the time. Trish Christakis has tonight's top story.
Roy Rapps.
And we have a community alert tonight from the sister of missing 13-year-old Robert B. Jr. Stephanie B. Klauser is taking issue with another woman who set up a GoFundMe page on Robert's behalf. Ms. B. Klauser says that page has nothing to do with her family and that people should not donate to it. She adds if you do want to donate, do so directly to Pekin Police. Another issue. B. Klauser says there is no truth to the woman's claim that she donated $1,000 put up by Crime Stoppers as a reward. B. Klauser tells us that she plans to go to Pekin Police to press charges against that woman, adding the family still has absolutely no information on Robert's possible whereabouts. Our state's Attorney General is encouraging everyone research the charities they donate to this holiday season. She says it's important to ensure that your contribution will be used for a charitable mission that you do want to support. Under state law, charitable organizations must register and file annual financial reports with the Attorney General's office. Potential donors can access that information, and donors are urged to beware of lookalike websites that searching for personal financial information and to beware of emails or texts that ask for donations. President Obama united with Vice President Biden for what may be the final bill signing of their administration. The president approved a massive bipartisan medical research bill that includes billions for the Cancer Moonshot program championed by Biden, whose son Beau died from cancer last year. Mary Maloney reports. Ohio Governor John Kasich signed a bill Tuesday outlawing abortions in that state after 20 weeks. The governor described the measure as, quote, the most legally sound and sustainable approach to protecting the sanctity of human life. Kasich, however, vetoed an amendment known as the Heartbeat Bill. It would have banned abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, usually at 6 weeks. Measures similar to that heartbeat bill passed by other states have twice been declared unconstitutional by federal judges. The son of late Illinois Comptroller Judy Barr Topinka is suing the state for more than $60,000 his mother paid into the state's retirement system. Joe Topinka is hoping to overturn a General Assembly retirement system ruling that found he should not get that money because Topinka was paid more in retirement benefits than she contributed throughout her life. Joe Topinka is a married father of a 6-year-old daughter and says his mother had mentioned the money she put into that pension fund could help her grandchild with education expenses. A federal judge has approved the largest fine ever for a foodborne illness in the U.S. ConAgra, which recently moved its headquarters from Omaha to Chicago, is paying $11.2 million for shipping Peter Pan peanut butter tainted with salmonella. That includes an $8 million fine from the Justice Department and $3.2 million in cash forfeitures to the U.S. government. ConAgra pleaded guilty to a single misdemeanor charge for the outbreak blamed for making more than 600 people sick. The big empty space in Northwoods Mall might be one step closer to its next incarnation. A realtor confirms that a developer is looking to buy the former Macy's building there. That store closed more than a year ago. And while the developer has not been identified yet, the sale is expected to be finalized sometime next year. Another company making a move to the River City, Myers, could be headed for Northwest Peoria. A site has already been picked out on Allen Road between Peoria and Dunlap. The Peoria City Council decided tonight to go ahead and annex the land in that area. They're also being asked to change the zoning to allow it to happen before the move can be made for Meyer. Question, do you know who has access to all the cameras in your home? The city of Chicago apparently does not. An audit of the city's 2,700 public safety cameras found there's no sure way to know who all has access to them. This started because of an investigation into whether someone manipulated a camera to avoid recording an arrest. The audit found that the risk of that happening again is still there, but the Office of Emergency Management and Communications says the problem should be fixed by the spring. The American Civil Liberties Union, though, calls that case disturbing. A local scientist says Peoria must change its past policies and practices in order to close our racial divide. That's the assessment of Illinois Central College Social Science Dean Marwin Spiller. He says the 24/7 survey that rates Peoria as the worst city for blacks to live in is largely due to what he calls institutionalized racism by governmental agencies and businesses. The survey showed that the unemployment rate for African Americans was 3 times that of Caucasians. Dean Spiller says the decline in the manufacturing base left a pool of workers locked out of the modern economy.
The idea that people can somehow work harder, somehow can make the changes that they need to make their own lives different. I mean, it's a myth. It doesn't happen that way because it was institutions that created it. It's going to take institutions to unravel it.
Mr. Spiller says the focus must now be on a radical change to past policies and practices in the areas of hiring for jobs, also in education for students. Peoria City officials say they are now compiling the data on solution that they obtained from residents during a meeting last week. They emphasize the process will take time. Why drive it when you can send a drone? The State Department of Transportation is considering a new airborne ally. Right now, the drones are being tested to help with bridge inspections and other labor-intensive tasks for IDOT. So far, the department is 2 flying friends, and they're looking now to see how they can help with mapping or other work zone duties. Live streaming from a drone could also potentially help make key decisions in a disaster or other major emergency. Drivers need to be careful on local roads and interstates with the threat now of black ice. Even this morning, Peoria police responding to a number of accidents. Lieutenant Ernest McCall with the Traffic Division at Peoria Police says that speed is the primary factor and that even during days like today, when most of that snow has been plowed, a thin dusting or ice buildup can still cause wrecks.
We've been seeing a lot of accidents in the morning as commuters on their way to work. A lot of times they get in a rush and forget that sometimes the road may look clear, but there's black ice.
It's especially dangerous on interstate bridges, plus on and off ramps. So what is in store for us? Here's Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins.
All right, thanks a lot, Tyler. Well, we're looking at not too bad of conditions as far as roads tonight are concerned because we've shut off the precip for the time being.
There's more for Glassford in your hometown. The man tabbed to run the Department of Energy made some headlines when he couldn't remember the name of the agency he said he wants to eliminate. We'll reintroduce you to it when we return.
You're watching 25 News at 10 with Tyler Lopez, Caitlin Canute, Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins, and Jim Matson, Sports. 25 News is your home team.
And I will tell you, it's 3 agencies of government when I get there that are gone. Commerce, education, and the, what's the third one there? Let's see.
The one he's forgetting is the Department of Energy, the very same department he was just chosen to run. Now, assuming they're all confirmed, Governor Perry joins a long list of high-level appointees nominated by President-elect Trump with either a possible conflict of interest or just a conflict in general with the department they've now been put in charge of. Last week, Trump topped Scott Pruitt to lead the EPA, despite the fact that Pruitt is currently suing the EPA for its business restrictions. The Department of Labor will be overseen by Andrew Puzder, the CEO of Hardee's, who doesn't want to see the minimum wage go up for obvious reasons. And just today, Trump has chosen the CEO of ExxonMobil to serve as Secretary of State. One group he's very happy with that pick is leadership in Russia.